My name's Molly. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Purpose, where we talk about just that. What's our reason for being on this planet? Why are we here? If you've been following along with me, you know what I think. I think there's only one real reason that we're here, and that's to love God. But in order to love God, He makes it tricky. We have to love His children. We have to love other people. So our purpose on this earth, love God, love each other. That's it. End of video. Don't need to talk anymore. Oh, not even close. That is so hard to do. It's so hard. And God knew it was tough. So He gave us directions. He gave us the Bible. The Bible is just chock full of people who are trying to love God and love each other, and they don't know how because it's so hard. And so God's teaching them little by little all through the Bible. As we go through the Bible, God teaches us more and more and more about how to love Him. It's baby steps. All through the Bible, it's building on itself until we get to the end with Jesus and Revelation and all of that kind of stuff. So you remember we talked about Noah and his 3 boys, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Japheth and Ham had lots and lots of kids who had lots and lots of kids. And somewhere along the line, their descendants quit believing in the one God. I don't think they just got tired of God. I think they were probably scared. You know, bad things happen in this life. There are terrible tragedies, especially back then. People died very young. Well, no, they didn't. I guess they lived to be like 800 years old, but there were still tragedies even back then. And you want to have some control over your life, you know? Nobody likes an unknown future. They want to have control. So when a big flood comes, they want to have control so that doesn't happen again. So you make a god of water. So you can pray to the god of water so you have just enough. You don't want too much, you don't want too little. And it makes them feel like they have control because they didn't trust God. Because sometimes God lets droughts come. Sometimes God lets floods come. And so when those hard times hit, they somewhere along the line quit trusting God and made other gods for themselves. Only Shem's descendants did not make any other gods. They trusted the one God, the true God, even when hard times came, because hard times came to Shem's descendants too. But they stayed true to the one God, which is what I need to try to do. I'm a control freak. I don't like surprises, and God constantly throws surprises at us, you know? If you want to make God laugh, tell Him your plans. You ever heard that? So true, it seems like. You think you know how things are going, and then whammy-ka-fammy, they all get turned upside down. But we have to keep trusting God no matter what. Well, one of Shem's descendants was a guy named Abram. They're going to change his name later on in the Bible, just to confuse you. God called Abram. I don't think he came down and talked to him. I think it was like an idea, thought in his head. Maybe it was in a dream. I don't know. But somehow, Abram knew this is a holy thing I'm being asked to do, or at least he knew this is big. Family meant security and safety back in ancient times, even today. When hard times come, you rally your family around you. What did God want Abram to do? He wanted to pack up his wife Sarai and all of their animals and their stuff and their servants, and he wanted him to leave. He wanted him to leave his family behind. Leave his dad, Terah, leave his brother, Nahor, and leave his nephew, Lot. Lot's dad, Haran, Abram's brother Haran, he died young. So Abram's dad, Terah, was raising his grandson. And so God came and said, Abram, you've got to leave your whole family. Leave your nephew, Lot. Leave your dad. Leave your brother. Leave everything you've ever known and trust me. Go where I tell you to go, Abram. Trust me. He's going to try to teach Abram how to have faith, how to trust. And I think in the beginning here, Abram was just a regular guy, you know. God usually calls kind of broken people. He usually calls people who are just average. So I think Abram was probably pretty average in his faith. And God's going to teach him how to trust him as he goes throughout his life, which is true for all of us. It takes a lifetime to have faith in God. You can't just say one day, all right, I believe in God. I've got complete faith. It just doesn't work that way. It takes a whole lifetime to trust God. So God told Abram, if you leave your family and go where I tell you to go, Abram, I am going to make your name great. I'm going to give you a whole nation. I'll give you tons of descendants. You'll have so many kids and descendants, it'll be just crazy. And I am going to make you a blessing among other people. Sounds like a pretty cool deal, right? So Abram said, all right, God, I'll do it. Show me where you want me to go. So he packed up Sarai. He packed up all of his stuff, his camels and his donkeys. And my dog's got allergies. Can you hear him sneezing down here? He packed up everything and left his whole family, except his nephew Lot. Abram took Lot along with him. God told him to leave everybody, leave your family, take Sarai and your stuff and go. But he took Lot. Why? Sarai was barren. She didn't have any children. They'd been married a long time, and she just wasn't getting pregnant, or at least not, she didn't have a child. She might have been pregnant and lost them. Nobody knows. It didn't say. But children were huge in this ancient time because, like I said, your sons are going to take care of you when you get old. There's no nursing home. Your son is going to take care of you when you get old. Your son is going to help you increase your wealth. You need a son to take care of you. If Abram died, there'd be nobody to take care of Sarai. He needed a son. He didn't have one. And he didn't completely trust God that God was going to give him one. So he took an insurance policy along with him. He took Lot with him, just in case this God thing didn't pull through. He's got Lot, his nephew. And so they headed out for the land of Canaan. They were leaving Ur of the Chaldeans, which was somewhere in Iraq, and they're headed for the land of Canaan, which is, I think, around Israel or Jerusalem, somewhere around there. And what did Lot do? He traveled along until he got to Shechem and the Oak of Moreh. And you hear about this place a lot. It's in the land of Canaan. Must be a holy place. What did Abram do? He built an altar when he got there, and he thanked God. He told God, thank you. This is the first of 4 altars that Abram's going to build. And this is a priestly thing to do, to build an altar, make a sacrifice, and give thanks to God. It's kind of a priestly thing to do. So Abram's showing that he's a priest here. And he's telling God, thank you. He's trying to trust God, even though he's got that insurance policy. So this is the beginning of Abram's journey. And we're going to read a lot about Abram in the Bible. It's going to take us quite a while to get through his story, and it's a good story. I hope you stick with it and hear what happens to Abram and Sarai. But as you're going throughout your day-to-day, think about what your insurance policy is. We all have them. You know, we don't completely trust that God's going to keep us safe and keep us happy and make our lives just peaceful and calm, because so many times they're not peaceful and calm. God lets bad things happen to us. He lets us get sick and hurt. He lets people we love die. So it gets hard to trust him. But we have to, I think, keep reminding ourselves, God never said it was going to be easy. He never said that we would never get sick and we'd never get hurt and we'd never be sad and we'd never be anxious and depressed and all those things. What he said was, trust me. I will give you a nation. I will make your name known. I will make you a blessing. And that's what he'll do for us if we keep trusting him. It may not be in this lifetime. We may get this stuff when we go to heaven. But if we trust in God, we will have an eternity of peace and happiness. May not happen on this earth, but it will in heaven. So we've got to think, what's my insurance policy that I use to make me happy because I don't trust in God? It could be food, it could be alcohol, it could be TV, it could be anything that you do in your life to try to make yourself happy and bring yourself peace and safety and security without trust in God. And maybe think about, what's God calling you to do? What's God asking you to do in your life? He's going to keep bugging you with it. It'll be right there in the back of your head, just kind of gently pushing you. Do this, do this. What's he calling you to do? How's he calling you to leave everything you know, everything that's safe and comfortable, and follow him? It's a hard thing to do. Learning to have faith and trust in God is going to take me a lifetime, because, it's hard to trust somebody when you don't know how it's going to turn out. I like to know the ending when I'm going through a story. Well, I hope you have just the best day today, everyone, and come back tomorrow when we learn more about Abram and Sarai. Bye-bye.